An $11.3 billion package will be unveiled in the federal budget to tackle the housing crisis. The Prime Minister says it will fast-track new supply, reduce homelessness and assist people fleeing domestic violence.
Less than a week out from his third budget, Anthony Albanese is on a mission.
Only Labor is committed to building more homes.
The government is trying to gain an advantage, announcing a significant investment in housing. The funding boost will see more than $9 billion set aside for social housing, $1 billion for domestic violence accommodation, and another $1 billion to help build homes sooner.
This is additional funding under this government. This government is seeing the greatest investment in housing that we have seen for a very long period of time. Housing was something that was completely neglected by the former government. They withdrew their support for housing. They regarded it as something that was beneath them. That's why we've had to pick up the pieces here and make sure that we have all of these programs that are delivering additional housing.
A lot of the focus needs to be on the front end of planning, ensuring we get homes faster. Really, the planning for the federal, the state governments, the coordination of infrastructure in relation to housing are the big hurdles, the big blockages at the moment. We need help to facilitate rather than really hurdles that stop bringing supply on.
Universities will also be forced to increase housing supply for both domestic and international students under the new deal. Homelessness Australia and Master Builders are welcoming the pledge.
Risk was that they were going to decrease, so we're happy to see that those resources continue.
We hear too often that housing is delayed because we don't have the critical infrastructure ready to go.
The Coalition and the Greens are not in favour of the new announcement. They say it's a repackaged agreement announced by former Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
It's a drop in the ocean compared to what's needed. There'll still be tens of thousands of women turned away every year fleeing family and domestic violence.
We're now 2 years into a Labor government. 2 years ago, Anthony Albanese was elected. Not one home has been built out of that fund. Not one home now exists on the ground because of Labor's Housing Australia Future Fund.
The PM has hit back at suggestions his government is trying to make old announcements new again.
Well, they're full of nonsense, aren't they? This is the mob that oppose funding, including they oppose the Housing Australia Future Fund.
New research from Finder has revealed how hard it is for young people to afford a home. Statistics show it would take someone in Melbourne or Brisbane 21 years to save the 20% deposit required for the current median house price. It will take someone from Sydney more than double that time to save.
There's got to be a narrative around a budget. The only successful budgets are where people can afterwards say, well, this budget stood for this issue. In the modern era, budgets are not election winners in themselves. However, they're important to lay a platform, but you must have a narrative. And he's tried to craft one, as you say, which is cost of living and housing.
Brandon Atkins, Sky News.
And join us here on Sky News next Tuesday for the biggest and best coverage of the budget. Don't miss Sky News Chief Anchor Kieran Gilbert and our expert team as we break down all the winners and the losers.